Hey, I'm Andre AXR, songwriter, producer, and a member of Adam's private mentorship in the Billboard 500 Club. You're here on the Music Industry Contact YouTube channel where we do in-depth breakdowns of hit songs. In today's video, I'm going to be analyzing Baek-hyun Cry for Love. Sorry if I butchered that. If you didn't know already, we cannot monetize these videos here, so our Patreon Golden Ear community means the world to us. Over on our Patreon, we have more exclusive content only found there, including early access to videos and polls, so you can help us select the next song for us to break down. If you've been supporting our channel over on Patreon, thank you very much. And if you haven't yet, click the link in the description to pledge and join us there. All right, without any further ado, let's get into Cry for Love.
재미없던 이야기가 끝난 걸 난 몰랐었지. 기다렸던 건 나뿐인걸. 그 얘기 속 너와 날 계속 돌려봤어. 아무 일도 없던 게 더 미치게 해. 싸울 일 없어 너 뭘 멋대로 살 수 있어. 지겹고 좋았던 너의 간섭 이젠 없어. 친구들을 만나고 요즘 뜬 곳을 가도 왜 느낌 없는 거야. You make me feel so hot babe. Then crush me to the ground babe. 사랑을 난 잘 못하는데 너무나도 사랑해 쉽게 무너져 babe. Every time that I cry my tears don't ever dry. 머문 듯 흘러가는 낮과 밤. 너를 그만큼 난 몰랐던 너무 빠져버렸던 Was it really love baby. 끝이 보여 I cry for love babe. 널 잡고 싶어 I cry for love babe yeah. 들리지 않는 confession 날 괴롭.
Cool. I haven't heard the song before, so this is really interesting. I love the R&B vibe to it. Let's go back through from the beginning right here, and let's check out some of these. There's definitely some power 3 and some different elements going on. Really interested in hearing this. Let's hear. Let's go. So off the jump, they have a really cool like vocal riff going on there, where they got these effects on it, like really auto-tune, kind of like that T-Pain effect. So it kind of creates this interesting hook when you first hear it, and then you have those like keys, those like rows. Sort of feels like maybe that could be guitar too. It's really affected with a lot of sauce on it. Really gives it like this hook of feel from the beginning. And then I don't know if that's a DJ tag or producer tag or something. Da, da, da. Like that's a cool little catchy thing. You hear Calvin Harris do that. He did that a bunch. If you go back to his Funk Waves, one of the songs there, like Slide with Frank Ocean on them and Migos in them. And then on another song he did with Promises, you hear him use like this high-pitched little vocal that's kind of like, what is that? And it's kind of like this little thing that shows up. I'm curious if that's going to show up anymore, if that was just kind of like this producer tag that you hear a lot of like hip-hop producers do. But definitely hook you off the bat with these interesting, what's going on in the piano guitar. Cool, let's keep going.
재미없던 이야기가 끝난 걸 난 몰랐었지. 기다렸던 건 나뿐인걸. 그 얘기 속 너와 날 계속 돌려봤어. 아무 일도 없던 게 더 미치게 해.
Yeah, I don't understand what he's saying there, but you hear like the beginning of those each line has that it uses the power 3 in that melody. It's real subtle, then they kind of like change it up on the end of those lines as it progresses. I'm assuming this is the verse here too. But off the top vibes, right? So then the drums kick in here.
돌려봤어. 아무 일도 없던 게 더 미치게 해. 싸울 일 없어 너 뭘 멋대로 살 수 있어. 지겹고 좋았던 너의 간섭 이젠 없어.
Also in that, I'm just gonna say it's a guitar. They was doing that, that's doing a power of three as well in there. So you have that power of three going on with the guitar and then with the vocals. So right now you're already creating like these memorable, like I don't know what he's saying, but I'm going da 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 da. And then the guitar kind of throwback to like kind of reminds me there's an old song from like early 2000s. I think it was from TLC called No Scrubs. Kind of plays with that. That's what I'm getting reminded of.
친구들을 만나고 요즘 뜬 곳을 가도 왜 느낌 없는 거야. You make me feel so high, babe.
And that's really dope too when he goes here into the pre. So everything's been right here, like some subtle singing rap, some like something that Justin Bieber or Ed Sheeran would do, like as far as like the melodic cadence, and then it goes into the falsetto and then goes into the pre, which really then like takes it up here. Which like if you just had kept going down here, kept doing everything right here, like in the pre, we got bored and we checked out. But right off the top, it goes right in that pre, goes boom, goes up, and that's really interesting.
Then crush me to the ground, babe. 사랑을 난 잘 못하는데 너무나도 사랑해 쉽게.
Sounds like the guitar went up in pitch too. I don't know if that's an octave up there or maybe they're adding another layer that's an octave up, but everything feels a little higher. Right?
Every time that I cry, my tears don't ever dry. 머문 듯 흘러가는 낙과봐. 너를 그만큼 난 몰랐던 너무 빠져버렸던 Was it really love, baby? 끝이 보여.
Yeah, so much of this flair of the R&B. There's R&B all over it. Definitely doing some of these techniques. I hear like Trey Songz had done something like this, or like even Genuine. You go back to the 90s, you pull that. You hear like where he's going with this. Really dope.
I cry for love, babe. 널 잡고 싶어. I cry for love, babe. Yeah. 들리지 않는 confession, 날 괴롭히는 그 question, 머리를 자르고 새로 나온 노래.
Also notice what he goes between going falsetto, going between legato and staccato, right? From these long notes, right? You know, cry for love, babe, where he goes on. And then right into like the staccato, dun, 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 right into it. That's a dope switch up to keep the interest in.
노래를 들어도 know I messed up this time. 마음을 달래려 해봐도 왜 이렇게 힘들어. 붙잡지 않아.
That was cool too. That little throwing. I'm guessing they might be playing with these little chipmunk, washed out chipmunk sounds in the background here and there because it's cool. It's like it's a little bit of like unexpected ear candy.
달래려 해봐도 왜 이렇게 힘들어. 붙잡지 않아 너 뭘 아프지 않아 너.
That's what you would call a transitional effect because they're using it transitions to the next spot. It goes just before and then we switch up into the next section.
그렇게 차갑게 나로 돌아서고 싶어. 난 그게 잘 안 돼서 한 말도 없으면서 여길 떠나지 못해. You made me feel so high, babe. Then crash me to the ground, babe. 사랑을 난 잘 못하는데 너무나도 사랑해 쉽게 무너져, babe. 저 끝이 보여. I cry for love, babe. 널 잡고 싶어.
Also, they're adding this little synth, this high octave synth in the background. It's kind of doing like this, like an arpeggio, or it's being affected really interestingly. If you notice, that's going on in the background too.
I cry for love, babe. 여긴 너로 가득한데 거기에 난 없겠지. None of mine, 'cause we're breaking up this time.
Bridge. Really dope bridge, like just not adding too much more, but as far as like lyric from what I understand, but it's going into like just really flexing on the vocals to like bring it to have this like this moment to like let it marinate before we go into like the last drop, I'm assuming.
So high, babe. Then push me to the ground, babe. 사랑을 난 잘
job with the harmonies and all that. Just feels real lush and just keeps the vibe going throughout. Definitely props to them.
In love, I used to be so in love. In love, in love, I used to be so in love.
That's beautiful too. What he had in there, it sounded like they had a female vocal in there doing these harmonies, supporting them, which adds another texture to it, which is really cool. It's, you know, oftentimes when the artists are doing these songs, they're going to do, you know, all the doubles naturally. They're going to do all the harmonies. But when you have another voice get in there, it adds, because every voice has its own timbre, right? Has its own characteristics that make it sound distinct. That adds another flavor to it, which is really cool. I really like that about them doing that at the end of the song. That's it. Beautiful. All right, cool. Before I give you my final thoughts on the song, I want to thank you for checking out my breakdown of Baek-hyun's Cry for Love. If you liked it, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more. Okay, I was really impressed by the vibe that it set off from the jump, right? From the guitar, piano thing, we're not sure. If you know what that instrument is, let me know in the comments. I'm really curious what it is. It set the vibe from the beginning. I like they had these little vocal transitions. It was real subtle, wasn't overdone. And everything here like kept super minimal. You know, obviously you had the bass, drums, and like hats and all that. You had a little bit of synthesizers they started adding at the end, really focused on like a classic R&B song where the vocalists could get to flex with all their strengths, vocal abilities, which it adds a whole nother flair to it. So props to them for that. There was nothing that was actually surprising. It was actually like a pretty standard R&B song. It was really cool. I don't know the lyrics. It's the first time I've ever heard this song too. It was a vibe, but it didn't really do anything. That's like, well, I've done some other K-pop breakdowns where all of a sudden it takes it into outer space, and then it's like, whoa, how do we end up over here? It kept it like in the room. Imagine like a dark room with the candle lit in the corner and some like, and this playing in the background, and it's a romantic, sexy time. It was really cool, but it did nothing actually stood out and surprised me. I just really enjoyed some of these the elements that kind of stayed in its zone. I was feeling it. There was nothing that I wasn't feeling. I guess maybe I wanted to hear what I wish I would have heard in the song would have been it taking me to another place. Now, maybe that's not their intention. Maybe their intention was, let's keep it in the bedroom, let's keep this romantic vibe, and that's where we're going to stay. It would have been also cool how they taken it somewhere else, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Also, so I want to tell you, if you're a musician looking to network, seeking high quality collaborations, real-time music industry insights, and more, I'd love to invite you to apply for the Billboard 500 Club. We have a great community of talented people. We create hit songs and mentors. We have mentors from all over the place, really helpful in navigating the music industry successfully. I highly recommend going over to billboard500.com and applying for the private club. It sounds like I'm talking to you. You don't have a lot of capacity for it, but we have tons of high capacity for more people to join us. But we have a ton of mentors and a lot of great collaborators. Been part of it for years, seen a lot of benefits from it. So once again, my name is Andre AXR, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers.